Hey guys, it's Tracy. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. And I sure am. The sun is shining and the Lord is good, let me tell you. I've been battling with some allergies and it's just par for the course. You know, I get them every year during the seasons. And so battling with some allergies. I just want to, always test just to make sure that I can hear myself so that you ladies or whoever joins me can hear me as well. Okay, so I am so glad to be crafting with y'all today. Say hello as you come in. You may see that I have just a little different setup because I'm trying to try something new, and so I appreciate your feedback. I'm going to try it this way today and see if it works. Try something new. Hello. And so Hello. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Tammy. I'm trying a new angle because what I usually do is when I craft here on my Facebook page live, then I put the replay on my YouTube channel. And so YouTube views better if it's horizontal or like landscape. And so we're going to try this angle. Hi, Susan. Good morning to you. Hi, Crystal. Yes, so many people have seasonal allergies, and so my heart goes out to you. Hi, Deetra. Anyway, thank y'all so much for being here. So anyway, like I was saying, that I'm trying a different angle just to see how it's going to work. What I'm going to do is when I start my craft, I'm going to, bend you down so that you can see my table, and we're going to see how that's going to work. Hi, Amanda. Good morning from cold Michigan. Hi, Debbie. My Monday is going wonderful. Guys, I have been thinking about this craft all weekend. I kid you not. And, it's funny because I was like always deathly afraid to go live on Facebook. I don't know, whatever. But I just decided to be myself, guys. And, the right people will be here. And I so appreciate you. I really, really do. Hi, Cheryl from Maryland. I'm in Texas, in Southeast Texas, in a little town called Brenham, Texas. We're in between Houston and Austin. And what my town is famous for is Bluebell ice cream, if anyone knows, if you have that in your area. Hi, Karen. Hi, Denise. Hi, Tracy from Mississippi. Kelly, Cheryl. Okay. Welcome everyone for coming in. And if you're watching later on, okay, if I'm live, there is a red live button up here. If it's not there, that means you're watching on the replay. And I'm so happy to see you. Just let me know. Just put hashtag replay so that I can welcome you to my page. If you're new, let me know so that I can welcome you to my page. Hey, Brenda. Debbie says I'm brave. I'm not quite sure what I said that you said that I'm. Cheryl says Bluebell ice cream is really good. Yes, it is. It's been in my hometown since the beginning, or as long as I've been alive. And, I've just kind of like taken it for granted. And anyway, so, okay, guys, what I'm going to do is I had shared this truck yesterday on my Facebook as well as on my YouTube channel. And then I posted it this morning. I posted the picture of it, but I shared the video of my Easter truck. Guys, I love to create these trucks. And also what I want to do is, if I like this is the one that I'm going to use today, and it may look familiar from several years ago, that hi, Susan. Hi. Hey, Crafty Farmers. Hi. So happy to see you. I'm so glad you're here. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put in the comments, I have drawn out the pattern of this truck for people that do not have it. Like, they want this particular vintage truck that the Dollar Tree no longer offers, and or that I've seen in the past few years. Anyway, so I put the patterns. Now, just if you go over to my blog, that is my pattern page. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. That is the DT vintage truck, I think. Anyway, you'll have to print it out on your printer, and then I had the pattern where you can like tape it together because it was a little wide there at the bottom. anyway, so I hope that that helps someone. Thanks, Crystal. Hi, Gloria from North Carolina. Wanda. All right. Wanda says she loves Bluebell ice cream too. Anyway, so I had created this truck for my YouTube channel. It's part of 3 different videos that I have that I also will be sharing those later on my Facebook page, but YouTube already has them if you want to see them. But, you know, Facebook and YouTube videos are kind of the same, but yet they're totally different. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, so I created this for Easter with some of the little mini Easter eggs from the Dollar Tree, and you know, put just some sweet flowers in there, and then I hand lettered the little sign. And so I thought, hey, I want to make a spring one using some green paper. So all right, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today. All right, so like I said, this is the truck that we are going to be using for today. And if you do not have this truck and you want a pattern, I do have the pattern linked in the comments if you would like to print it out on your printer and then just, you know, tape it together and that kind of thing. So what I did is I just sanded off like what I could from the this part right here. It's a little raised and a little glitter. And so let me show y'all all what I'm going to be using. This is the paper I decided to use today, and it is from this paper stack. It is one of my favorite paper stacks from Hobby Lobby. I got it when it was on sale, but I think that they sell these individual. Now this truck right here was the pink one that I used out of that stack. And so I'm going to be using the green one. I'm also going to be using, these are the florals that I pulled out to put in my truck. I'm not going to put all of them, but I'm going to be cutting some of these off. I just pulled out some, these are like my favorite from Hobby Lobby now. And I just pulled out these little ranunculus, mini ranunculus from Walmart. And I have some Dollar Tree. Oh, I forgot to, I may want to pull some pit berries. I don't know. We'll see as I go along. Anyway, but if you're interested or if you're wondering, this little can, I love to like stick my florals and stuff in. This came from the spring shop at Hobby Lobby. So maybe they have them now. Anyway, Laurie says it is 89 in New Mexico. I didn't even check the degree today, but I just know the sun is shining. My head is a little clearer, so we're good. We're good. We are good today. Hey, JC from Michigan. I'm so glad that y'all are here. And guys, if you're watching on the replay, I welcome you. My name is Tracy. I love to share crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm, and I'm so glad that you are here, either watching on Facebook or if you're watching later on YouTube. All right, so let me move this out of the way. All right, and then also what I'm going to do for the sign is I'm using one of these small slats. They're like, well, Dollar Tree calls them wood planks. They're out of this pack right here. And what I've noticed is Dollar Trees are a little bit thinner than what I get like from Hobby Lobby or Walmart. Even Walmart has these packs right here. These little packs right here. So we're going to be using that. I'm also going to be using some tumbling tower blocks and my Mod Podge, because that is what I'm going to be using to adhere my paper to the truck. Now, have y'all tried the heat, I always mess it up, Mod Podge heat transfer method? It is like my favorite way to attach paper to the sign now. If you know, like for like boards like this, I don't get the bubbles, and I just love it so much. Yes, the Crafty Farmers, I think your name is Misty. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I've heard Dita from Leanne from Dita's Crafts and Creations say your name is Misty. If not, please, friend, correct me if I'm wrong. We are having beautiful weather here as well. Where are you at? Are you in Texas? I think you are, because I've heard Leanne talk about you. Crystal says it's 29 in Ohio. Oh my goodness, girl. 29 in Ohio. Let me swipe these out of the way. Okay, there we go. I'm looking over here on my computer, but then I was seeing it on my phone and it was a little, that's okay, girl. I'm so glad. And if anyone, please comment your page name so that I can get to know you better. I love making friends here on my On my Facebook page, and then also if you're watching later on the YouTube on my YouTube channel. Okay, yes, you are in Okay, so Waxahachie, Texas. I have been there. That is very close to Dallas. I think we go through there to go to Dallas. Anyway, all right, guys. All right, so I'm just so excited to do this craft with y'all. So let me take a breath. All right, so these are the colors that I pulled out. Now these are apple barrel because I just love the colors. And this is spring green. It's an apple barrel paint. And then this one is parakeet something. Parakeet. Oh, maybe it has different. Okay, this it has parakeet, but then it has different. It looks like different. Different languages on it. Languages, that's the word I was looking for. So it's parakeet. So I'm not quite sure which one I'm gonna use, and when I start painting, then I will know which one I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna show y'all from start to finish how I create my truck. And so then what I'm going to use for the tail lights are 2 of these 20M beads. And this is what I did to keep all of my beads together in the jars. And I use my Cricut Joy to create these little tags. And so I can easily find them. And then I'm going to use a technique that Alyssa from Southern Crafts Corner uses, where she puts them on this little a dowel, a stick, and then she paints them, and then they, you can get the paint all around, and like the painter's tape kind of pulls up a little bit. So I'm going to show you that as well. So guys, settle in, get you your favorite drink, because I'm going to show you from start to finish how I create this spring truck. Okay, all right, so then now what I'm going to do is, hi Brenda from Oklahoma. Dawn is from Brookfield, Illinois. Hi Maggie, my sweet friend. Oh my goodness, hello. She's asking about the small iron. You just used, Maggie is asking about the temperature for the setting. I think that you have to put your setting on your iron, on your regular iron, and when it starts sticking, then you know that's your setting. Hi, Cherie from Ohio. Thank y'all so much for being here again. If you're new, welcome to my page. I love that you're here and so happy. It makes my heart so happy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bend you down. So again, guys, we're just trying this out just to see if this works. If not, then we'll go back to the other way. So feedback is appreciated. I will have to kind of get my viewing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, there we go. All right, so then here's my table. This is usually what I craft on. And so also, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be using some styrofoam also. I feel I'm a little crooked, so. Okay, Tracy, get it together. Well, ago when I tested it, I had it perfect, and then now that I'm live, I don't have it. Hi, Beverly from Texas. Jerry from Washington State. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for the pronunciation. Hi, Brenda. And hi, Dana. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is my podge the paper onto my truck. And again, if you don't have, this truck came from the Dollar Tree, and if you don't have it available, if you want to cut it out of cardboard, foam board, or wood or something like that, I do have the, what I'm going to do, since when I want a certain, since this is check, I want a certain, I want it to be even, and I don't want it to be off. So I just draw it on the front, and, just to make sure that it is going to be, correct. And so just drawing this off here, then I'm just going to cut it off. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. A wonderful Monday. And so then I'm just gonna take my scissors. I'm gonna paint the tires, and usually what I do is when I draw it out on the front, I try to either go on the pencil or go like right alongside the pencil. And this is the kind of stuff that I speed up on my videos. But like I said, I'm just kind of crafting in real time with you and showing how long this kind of takes. You know, I started out on YouTube a long time ago and just did pre-recorded videos. And so then I got a little bit more brave and started crafting live and then sharing those replays over on my YouTube channel. And so I have gotten so many sweet messages and sweet comments from friends that either just find me by that video or tell me how much they appreciate me sharing those over on my YouTube channel, because either they don't do Facebook or they are used to viewing on YouTube, because they are two different platforms, and they appreciate just the chatter and maybe they live alone or they're, you know, homebound. And so that's why I do that. That's why I do it. I reshare over on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching on the replay, I'm so glad that you are. All right, guys. Thanks, Deb. Deb says she loves watching you share the talent. Guys, all of my talent comes from the Lord above, and I am not shy to say that. I'm just grabbing a plate here. I get these plates from the Dollar Tree. I just like the size of them. And first what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out, I think I want to do the spring green. I'm going to paint around the sides, and I go in a little bit. I don't even worry about taking off this paper because it's just frustrating. Anyway, so I'm going to use this. It's Spring Green by Apple Barrel. Brenda says she is a procrastinator and hoarder, and she has one of these trucks. Girlfriend, that's why you and I are such good friends, because you're speaking my language. You are speaking my language. All right, so I'm just grabbing a brush here, and like I said, today I'm trying just a little bit different view for my live, only because I do like to share these over on my YouTube channel, and you know, those are best viewed the landscape. So I do appreciate, you know, your feedback and being here today. So what I do is I just go around the edges, and the Apple Barrel paint is a little bit thinner than what I like. My favorite paint is Americana. That is my favorite brand of paint, but I did not have any green that I felt would match this paper. I need to maybe hit up the Hobby Lobby when they have their paints on sale. I think that might be this week. I'm not sure. And get me some Americana. But I just usually just share what I like, what works for me. And, you know, I do this to encourage and inspire others to recreate and, you know, either to recreate for themselves or recreate to sell. You know, I had a sweet friend contact me this morning about, you know, something that she recreated, and she and I had a great conversation. I think I saw her on here, Miss Susan. And guys, that's what I do. That's why if nobody recreate, it is the utmost compliment. It's the highest compliment for me is when someone shares their recreation. And I do have a Facebook group, a free Facebook group that you can share your recreations with me. I'm not even going to worry about the back right now because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. Anyway, so I just paint around the edges, and the reason I do that is because if my paper gets off a little bit, and then also on the sides, you can see that kind of thing. All right. Okay. Crystal says, if you're doing these for wreaths for the shop, yeah, you know me so well, Crystal. I do a lot of signs for wreaths for the gift shop that I design for. And so I will do that. What I've been doing is every wreath that I've been creating recently, because so many of you have asked, please share your wreaths when you finish them, is I'll do a reel, which is only like 60 seconds, and I will show you kind of like close up of the wreath and that kind of thing. And so that has been, have given me a way to share the wreaths that I finish. All right, so then now I'm just taking black and I'm gonna paint the tires, and so that can dry. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We were outside yesterday. Oh, those of you that plant, I'm gonna ask your opinion. If y'all, we have this one kind of like flower bed area, and it has trees. We have these, I think oak, no, is it oak tree? I don't know. I'm not good when it comes to names like that. Anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just painting the tires and just painting them black. Even though they're already black, I just want to put my own spin on it by just adding some, just kind of add some white to it, and white, some white shreds. Anyway, so those of you that know about planting, I'm looking for some. I have this area that is shaded. It has trees over it, and it has this flower bed. Well, I'm looking for some like knockout rose flowers, but when I research, it says knockout roses need lots of sun. Well, that only gets morning sun. It doesn't get a lot of sun throughout the day because of the way our house is. And so anyway, those of you that plant or that know stuff about flowers, can y'all give me some suggestions of, I don't know what those blue flowers are called. I'm just drying this up here so that I can speed it up a little. My husband, he's so good. You know, he's like, well, you're going to have to research. You're going to have to maybe, you know, go to Lowe's and ask them, you know, maybe all these suggestions of what to do. Oh, impatiens and begonias do great in shade. Okay, thank you, Brenda. Begonias and impatiens. All right. Try to remember that. Okay, now I'm just using some Mod Podge, because what I want to do is I'm going to use the heat transfer method. So I need it to dry, and so I'm just putting this on. And what I have found for myself is when I'm doing this is I make sure that I get my edges all the way to the edge of my board, whatever I am going to Mod Podge on. I make sure that I get close to the edges so that way my paper does not come up. And since I've been doing that, I have not had any problems. Okay, Missy says hydrangeas. Ooh, those are pretty. Oh, y'all, those are great suggestions. Thank you. Thank you so much. I like a pretty yard. I'll be honest with you. I am not an outside gardener person. My grandson, he's 7 and a half. He'll be 8 in June. And my grandma name is Fanny. And so that does have a story to it. But my grandma name is Fanny, and short for fanny pack. My friends gave that to me because, just real quick, when my youngest son he's 15 now, going on 16. When he was 2, we went to the zoo, and I wanted him to wear his fanny pack that he had got from school, because, you know, it had like, we were going to the zoo, and I wanted him to wear his little, it was like during the season when Vacation Bible School, and they had they had given him a fanny pack. And so we were going to the zoo, and I wanted him to wear it so that he could put his hand sanitizer in it and stuff. Well, he would not wear it because, you know, we just had issues. And so I pulled out my old fanny pack, and Mom had to wear hers too. Well, then when my friends got a hold of that old picture, they just started making fun of me, and it's all in fun. It was all in fun. It was all in fun. And so when I became a grandma, I didn't want the traditional grandma name, and, you know, we already had a nanny, we had a Mimi, we had a Nana, and I wasn't really a Gigi, and so my friends gave me, they said Fanny for fanny pack, and so it's become part of what, it's just, it has a special meaning, and so, anyway, that is that. And so, you know, as moms, we do what we have to do to get our kids to, you know, play along. So I wore my fanny pack, and, you know, let's see, who's 15? So 13 years ago, that was, the fanny packs were kind of out of style. And so my friends had a lot of fun when they ran across that picture. It was kind of like I shared it on a Throwback Thursday kind of thing. And so, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, thanks for all the suggestions on the flowers, because I want some I want some flowers that bloom, and so, you know, but I want them, I don't want to just plant them and then they die. Anyway, so welcome. If you're just popping on, I am going to be creating a spring version of my Easter truck that I got from Dollar Tree many years ago. I see some friends say they still have them, and anyway, so what I've done is I've done some spring green and just went around it, and I put a layer of Mod Podge on there. And so what I'm going to do is I forgot to plug in my Cricut mini press, just my little iron. I'm just going to use my little Cricut mini press because it's what I have on hand, and that is what I'm going to attach the paper to. Anyway, so I'm just showing you the process from start to finish of how I do my trucks. I will have the replay available, so if you're new here, just say that you're new so that I can welcome you to my page. I hope that if you are not following my page yet, that you will, because I would love to have you be a part of my community. I will be sharing this later on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to show you how quick this little mini Cricut heat press, I'm just erasing some of these pencil lines that I have on there. I'm going to be doing some shading on it anyway, but since I'm waiting for my Cricut mini press to heat up, I'm going to do that. All right, I'm trying a different view today only because I re-upload this to my YouTube channel, and that is viewed better in the landscape mode, so that's why I'm doing things a little different today. So I do appreciate any feedback that you may have. When I get finished with my craft, I'll raise it back up so that you can see my face. I know a lot of people are like, well, I want to see your face, but you know, we're good, we're good. Okay, you know what, while I'm waiting, let me go ahead and paint this. It's gonna take no time, no time, no time. Okay. So I'm using the spring green, and so then that is what is going to be my sign as well. Hi, Linda. Brenda says she wants to try the heat transfer. See, that is how quick that little Cricut mini press heats up. So I'm just painting this, and usually I get the best luck. I paint the sides first, then I lay it down, and then I paint the top. And so I just get the best, like this. So I know I can already tell this is going to need a couple of coats just to get the coverage that I want. All right. And I like to use these table placemats that I get from the Dollar Tree because they wipe off pretty good. Even if the paint dries, I can kind of scrape it off. And I don't know why I'm painting one side, because I just really want to paint the sides because that's what you may see. But I'll just paint that since I have this paint available. And I'm a messy painter. I am. I get it all over my fingers and all that good stuff. Hi, Lou. from Southern California. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all spreading the charm, which, you know, is just sharing it either to your page or with someone else that may be, you know, that loves country crafting. I have a country rustic style that I love to do, and so that's usually my style. That's kind of like my tagline that says crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm. For many years, I did the primitive country, like with the deep burgundy, the maroon, and the gold, and the hunter green and stuff like that. But I'm kind of getting a little away from that, and just trying new things, you know, just with the distressing and stuff like that. That seems to be my style now. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this again. I'm going to paint my sign, my little sign, 2 times, but the Jenga blocks, I just paint it one, or the tumbling tower blocks, because I'm going to use these for height. So I just want a little color on them, and I'm not really worried about them being too, you know, too precise. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, so then now my Cricut mini press is ready to go, and what I do is I just make sure that I have it lined up and the best that I see. And so then I'm also using some parchment paper, and just make sure that I'm not off. And so then this is very therapeutic to me. Oh, I love doing this, and I just go in the little circles, just go all the way around. I pay special attention to the edges of my truck just to make sure that they're all down. And I know Maggie was asking about a regular iron. Just, you know, just try it, you know, at start at one temperature, and if it doesn't stick, then, you know, increase your heat. I just had this Cricut mini press that I've had for several years, and when I saw the, you know, Mod Podge heat transfer method, I'm like, oh, well, instead of going and buying a different iron, I'm like, well, I wonder if that will work, and it works beautiful. So just use what you have. Don't go out and buy something, you know, if you don't need to. Anyway, so the parchment paper just kind of adds like as a barrier, and that's just what I see other people do, so that's what I do, and that kind of thing. All right, so then, yes, all right, it's all down. It's all down. It's all down. And yes, see, I did get my paper off just a little. That's why I paint. I paint around the edges, just my personal preference. And then I'll just go, and I love to get these nail files from the Dollar Tree that are, you know, in the beauty where they sell the fingernail polish. And so I like to use those just to get off any of the excess of the paper. Okay. All right, so we're done with that. Turn this off, put that there, and plug it. Okay, so let me put this up because I'm finished with that. And if anyone's asking, the paper came from this stack right here. I also use the pink. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I think Hobby Lobby also sells the single sheets, so I'm just, you know, I'm always curious where people get their paper from, and so that's why I try to share with y'all. All right, so then now we're going to doodle it up, which is my favorite part. All right, so let's see what we're going to, let me see. Okay, I didn't think that far, like what do I want to, I guess I'm going to try the green. And since that's kind of like the theme that I'm going with, and so let me try these. And I like to shade my projects, and this is how I shade my projects. Everyone seems to be doing, you know, something different. I just have some clean water, and I have my paper towel and a 1/2-inch flat paintbrush, and I dip half of my brush in paint. Let me move this out of the way. And then I dip the other half in clean water, and then I blend on a paper towel. I feel like I repeat myself all of the time. And so then I just shade like that, and it just gives just a definition around whatever I am doing. Hi there, Renee. Thanks, Misty. The Crafty Farmers is in the house. All right, if y'all are not following the Crafty Farmers, Misty, feel free to put your page link in. If anyone else has a page, feel free to put your page link. You have my permission. That is another wonderful crafter, country crafter to, I'm not sure what your style is, I'm sorry. But I know I've watched some of your videos, and I like what I saw. I wish, you know, sometimes I don't have enough time in the day to watch everyone, especially when they're in all of the events and stuff. So I'm just making some shading around my project just to kind of give it some definition and character. So Renee says she's liking the results. Awesome. Kathy, have you done the thin calendar sheets with the same results? I have not done any of the calendars. I don't know. I need to try that. I don't know if any of my other friends have done that. Okay, so then this is how my truck is looking so far, with it just shading around the edges with the Spring Green by Apple Barrel. Oh, I love Leanne. She is so sweet. I'm just grabbing my gray paint. This is slate gray. I forgot to grab that. This is what I'm going to use for my back glass in my bumper. And so I'm going to do that next. I kind of like have a process to my method to my madness. A method to my madness. Okay. All right, so then let me get another brush. Yes, Leanne is a sweet lady. I love her. Leanne is also known as Dita's Crafts and Creation. She is so sweet. And just last week I was in her event for wiping out colon cancer, just to bring awareness, you know, just to bring awareness for colon cancer. You know, she lost her sweet mama to colon cancer a few years back, and so every year she is going to have this event to raise money. And the craft that we did, we auctioned it off at the end of the live, and mine brought $73. And so then I had about $5 in stars that were collected that day. And so then this is how I do. I just kind of follow just whatever the back glass. And then we're going to be adding some shimmering silver paint to it, just to kind of add like the glare. I got a little bit too close on that side, but that is okay. We'll just make it work. And I'm gonna go with that. Thanks for being here, crafting live with me and hanging out with me. Okay, Kathy is saying, yes, you can use a regular iron, high heat, no steam. All right, so there you go. So Kathy Powell is giving some suggestions on those with the regular iron. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so then now I'm just going to add a bumper. And so I got a little smaller brush so that I can control it a little better. Just gonna add kind of going along. I just kind of guesstimate. And if I get some paint on something, no problem. We will. I always say, those that have been following me for a while, you will hear me say the beauty is in the details, because I love to doodle and I love to, you know, add squiggles and happy dots and all that stuff to my projects. And I am so glad that you are here crafting along with me, even if you're watching on the replay. So I just gave that one coat, and I got a little gray on my wheel. So I just kind of covered that up. So then this is how our truck looks so far. I do put a lot of steps into my projects, and that's just what I do. I put a lot of, I don't know, it's just how the Lord made me. He just made me. We all have, you know, the Lord has given us gifts, and He wants us to share them with others. And so, okay, just kind of doing that. All right. Okay. Got a little paper here at the top. Let me sand that off a little. Okay. All right. So then now we're going to let this dry, and then now I'm going to work on my sign. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is, let me put this so it can dry. Have some white, just white. All of the stuff all the paint I'm working today is acrylic paint. That's just kind of my preference of paint. And so put some of that. Get another brush. Thanks, Janet. How are you, sweet friend? Hey, Linda. Linda says she loves all the doodles. I do too. I'm just so grateful that y'all are here and y'all love the doodles as well. All right, so I'm just using another brush, and I don't like measure a whole lot, so I just kind of go over and try to get the width that I like. As you saw a while ago, I got a little too close on the side of my back glass, but I do not sweat it because in the end, it's all going to blend in. And so we're creating from start to finish. I'm sharing a spring version of the Easter truck that I shared yesterday, or I shared a picture this morning, but I shared the video yesterday on my YouTube channel, as well as the video here on my Facebook page. So if you want to see a faster version of that, the replay will also be available. You can fast forward to certain parts, or you can watch the whole thing and see my crazy crafting process. So I'm going to use that brush again in a minute, so I'm not going to put it in the water because I'm going to dry this part up. And then we'll move on to some hand lettering. So I appreciate you all watching today and seeing kind of like from start to finish how I create a project. And I do hope that you will either, if you're not already following my page, that you will by just hitting the follow button, or just subscribing to my YouTube channel, because that is where you'll find me the most, is Facebook. I'm on Facebook every day, and then I post to YouTube whenever I can, when I have a video ready to go. So I'm just drying that up. And so then now I'm going to put a second coat of the white paint. I'll be making, this is the tailgate. I think I forgot to say that earlier. This is going to be the tailgate for my truck. And so I use the tumbling tower blocks to lift it up to, because I put some styrofoam. I have found that that works best for me to make sure that all of my stuff is secure. I do like to Well, what I do is I design wreaths for a local gift shop in my hometown. That's the only place that they had contacted me several years ago and had asked if I would be interested in doing some wreaths for them because they had a request for them. And so I do. And so if I have some time, I will share the wreaths when I make them. But sometimes I have to work quickly because they want them, they want them, they want them. And so I have been sharing them as reels on my, or shorts on my Facebook. Facebook calls it reels. TikTok calls it TikTok. And YouTube calls them shorts. So they're just like 60-second videos of like the you know, the overall wreath itself. So Brenda says she's not confident in my hand lettering. Well, practice, practice, practice. Sweet friend, you have heard me say that. It took me years of determination, and I will, that's why I share, there is a free font from defont.com that I have found that does have the happy dots, the letter. That's the closest that I have found to my style of lettering. It's called Gel Dotica. It's a free font that you can download, and you know, you can like download it to your computer, and you can create different sayings that you want printed out, and then you can practice using some graphite paper or transfer paper, and then you can hand letter if you're not confident. I have, created many things and have messed it up and have had to redo it. Anyway, so there we go. All right. I think we're good with that. Okay. All right. So then now while that's drying, I'm going to use my silver. I like to add some shimmering silver. This is the one that I use. It is Deco Art Dazzling Metallics. It's the shimmering silver. And so I just use that to give it kind of like a reflection. Yes, Gel Dotica. Let me grab, I have a link for it. Let me get the link for it if anyone else is interested. I usually share it on my YouTube channel, like when the videos, if I do hand lettering, but I'll put it here also. Okay, so I just take a brush, and with that shimmering silver, I just kind of go around and just add just some like glare, like where maybe the sun would hit it or whatever. And then, so you can kind of see that like that. And so then I kind of add it here on the bumper, just to give it a little character. Got a little thick. There we go, just like that. All right. Let me grab that link right fast for the Gel Dotica, because I have a link for it. If you, that'll take it. Let me put it here. All right, I have put the link to the Gel Dotica font in the comments, so that you can see it if you would like to check it out. You can download it. It's for free, like for personal use. And yeah, then there you go. You can have that right there. All right, so then now we're going to add some, the beauty is in the details. And so you could see from start to finish. So this is why it kind of takes me so long to do some things. So let me see, I'm gonna make sure. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some white highlights to the bottom of my tires, around my tires, and then a little more paint. I just dip half of my brush in paint, the other half in clean water, And then I just go around the edges just like that. And then I'm going to use my fan brush. All of these brushes, my favorite brushes, are in my Amazon store. There is a, let me get that as well. I don't have an assistant. Sorry, guys. I do not have an assistant. I wish I did. Let me get that. In my Amazon store, I have a lot of stuff, and my favorite brushes are linked in there. That's where I get it, where I get them. And so I get questions all the time. What brushes do you use, or what brushes do you recommend? I've been using these brushes for 20 years probably. And I have bought other brushes over the years, but these are what I like the best. And so in my Amazon store, they are listed under paintbrushes, I think. Anyway, so to make the treads of my tires, I use my fan brush. And so I wet it. That's just kind of my personal preference. And then I make sure that the bristles are not clumped together, because then I'm just going to get a little bit of the white paint. And I want it to be, I don't want it to be like clumpy. And then I just kind of go around just like that. Just like that. Just to add some treads of the tires. Just kind of makes me feel better. And so there's that like that. Alrighty. And then also what I like to do is just add some shading. Let's see. Some shading around. I'm going to do some white. I just do so many. I just, as I said, the beauty is in the details. This is what I do, and that's not dry all the way, but that is okay, because it'll just pull in that color for that shimmering silver. Say that 5 times fast. Shimmering silver is not dry all the way, and so I just kind of hold that just like that. Alrighty. And so then let me go around down here. Let me see if this is dry. Yep, that's dry. Sometimes I get a little bit ahead of myself, and then like the color that I did right before is not dry all the way. So then there we go. All right. Hi, Tanya, or Tanya, not quite sure how you pronounce yours. All right, so then I just have this very loved little bitty brush that like I said, has lost some of the bristles, and then I just go through and just add some lines. It just kind of gives it the whimsical. I love the whimsical look. I'm trying to, some of my shimmering silver is not dry all the way, so I'm trying to not go on over that. And so then I just add little highlights of stuff. I just call this doodling, and so I love to do that. Thanks, Janet. Janet says she loves watching me. Brenda says your details are what make your creations amazing and give them life. Thank you for saying that, sweet friend, because this is just how the Lord has, all my gifts and talents come from the Lord, and you will hear me say that, and I am so grateful to him, because without him I wouldn't be here. He's the one who has given me the platform, these gifts. I'm just going and putting some white highlights down there. I also forgot to do it around here. Just add just some little squiggles around here. Like I said, it takes me a little bit to create a project from start to finish, because I just tend to keep adding and keep adding and keep adding. So I'm just going to put that to the side to dry, because then now I'm going to work on my sign. All right. Okay. Thanks. Misty says she loves my doodles. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my sign. And so I'm just going to grab, let me see, where's my liner brush, because I want that. So I'm gonna, I just used the liner brush that is part of that pack that is on my Amazon, under my Amazon link, and I'm just using slate gray. I've just decided to use that. And so then, just to give it a little background, what I do is I just give it some lines. It's okay if they're not perfect. I just kind of eyeball it. I don't tend to measure a whole lot. I have been doing this for 20 plus years. For many years I did craft shows, and my husband and I, he would cut out the wood and I would paint some whimsical little character faces on it and stuff. And so we stopped doing that when my youngest son was born, because my youngest son, he's 15 now, but he was born with ADHD, and it was tough. It was tough. Any mamas out there that has a child that has ADHD, you know what I'm talking about. And so I just couldn't do it anymore. So I had to make the decision. So we went ahead and stopped doing that. And then things were just, we were doing craft shows, and then things were transitioning to the online phase, the online, that was even actually before Etsy. So then now I'm taking a very loved, very thin brush and just making some more lines. I put lots of different doodles, lots of different additions into my projects. And so if you're still here, I appreciate y'all watching along. When I do pre-recorded videos, I usually fast forward this, only because, you know, everyone has different views on which way they like to watch videos. They either like real quick, multiple projects in one video. That's mostly what YouTube is turned into now, is they won't watch your video unless you have 5 or 10 projects in a video. And so that's been a real hard adjustment for me to transition into that. Brenda says her son was diagnosed before kindergarten. He's 35 now. Yes, girl. I knew when I was pregnant with him that he had ADHD. Where I worked at, I recently retired last July from my job of 32 and a half years. I worked at a facility that was for developmental disability. It was formerly known as mental retardation, but you know, over the years, names change and all of that stuff. So, you know, with serving that population, I was so honored to serve that population for so many years. And, you know, I just knew. I knew that my child had ADHD. And so we had a family doctor. And so he didn't want to do anything until he was 5. And so we went through all the tests and all that stuff. And, you know, we made the decision to put him on medication when he was 5. And let me tell you, that was, you know, we prayed about it, and, you know, had a psychologist evaluate him and all of that stuff. And that's what was best for our family. And for, I just, you know, not everybody has their own views. That's what I'm trying to say. But that was the best thing for our family at the time, because just thinking back to those days were not good. It was not good. But we're good now. He's kind of growing out of it. And, you know, he has for the last several of years. Thanks, Linda. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just add some green around this. I hope it's dry enough. If not, if it smears, then we'll just correct it. So I just, again, I usually use the same processes. I dip half of my brush in paint, the other half in clean water, and then I blend on a paper towel. And then I just really feel this is another, you know, the beauty is in the details. Just kind of add just you know, just different color and stuff around the just the sign itself. Okay. So then Next, I want this to dry, and then that is what I'm going to be putting I'm going to be doing some hand lettering. I haven't decided yet. Let me go ahead. I don't know. I think I want to do, I want to pull the hubcaps. I think I'm going to pull this like this hot pink, because I did on my Easter truck. I'm recreating this style of truck in a spring version, and so I did the turquoise onto this one. So I think I'm going to do hot pink on that. I think that's going to pull out those pink flowers. Hi Nissan, thank you. All right, so I'm going to show you the trick that I saw Alyssa from Southern Crafts Corner do, and I thought it was just genius. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I have got to do that. So let me find my pink that I want to use. This is called Royal Fuchsia. And if I don't like it, I can go back and redo it. But this is an Americana. This is my favorite brand. I'm not sponsored by them. That's just my personal preference. Anyway, so I got this trick from Alyssa from Southern Crafts Corner. If y'all follow her page, I've seen her do this. Anyway, she just puts a dot of hot glue on there, and then she puts her beads on there. And I saw her do this recently on one of her videos. Because I just found her through Leanne Dita's Crafts and Creations during our event, and so I'm like, oh my goodness, yes, this is a girl that I want to be watching, because I love her crafts. And I'm pulling out another brush because I just have my water here. Anyway, so what she does is she puts them on there, and then she paints them. And so I had been using the blue painter's tape. And so what I had noticed is that when I would pull them off, I couldn't get all the way on the edge. And then when I would pull it off, it would pull off some of the paint. I guess it would stick to it. Anyway, so then when I saw Alyssa do this, I'm like, girl, that is genius. And so I do want to give her props, because that's where I saw it first. And guys, there are so many crafters on Facebook, in this world, on YouTube, and you know, Pinterest as always, and Google is always filled with lots of inspiration. And so one of my mottos is give credit where credit is due. And so I would have never thought of that if I had not seen her do that. And so, you know, always seem to miss a spot. Always seem to miss a spot. All right. Hi, Francis. How are you, sweet friend? All right. Okay. Thanks, Renee. All right. So let's see. Okay, we're fussing. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to, because if I'm going to have to do a second coat, then I just put my, I don't worry about putting my brush in the water yet. So now I'm going to do some hand lettering. And I do the best with a black marker, but I also, on the Easter truck, on this, I used my Posca paint marker. But I can't put my gloss varnish on it because it smears. So I don't know. I like to use my black Sharpie marker because I can put a varnish over it and it doesn't smear. And I don't have to shake it and stuff. So I do like to hand letter, and my hand lettering, was determined to learn how to do it, and the Lord gave me the patience and the drive to learn how to hand letter. I have shared this for many years over on my YouTube channel. I'm sharing it more here on my Facebook. There is a free font that I have found. It's called Gel Dotica. It has the happy dots on it. And let me get a different marker for that. I like to write it out, and then I'll use my there are three sizes I like to use. I like to use the chisel tip, and then I like to use this one, Just throw it away because it must be used a lot. All right, let's go. All right. So this is real-time crafting. This is usually what I like fast forward and cut out when the paint is wet. Let me dry this up. Because sometimes when the paint is not all the way dry, then I can't get my black marker to be dark. So let me do that. Oh, here. I grabbed them already. So I'm getting a brand new one. So we're going to see. But I just like to use the black marker. And I use, I like Happy Dots. I know it's old school, but it's just what I do. And that is not coming out. Guys, this is real crafting. This is what I do. If it doesn't work, I figure out another thing. So then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dots on with some black paint. I just use the end of a paintbrush. And the reason that it's not dark is because my paint, it's not cured enough, or that's just my logic. Anyway, so I find a paint brush, the end of a paintbrush that has the size dot. I'm doing spring, Kathy. I'm doing a spring truck. I did this one already yesterday. I shared the Easter truck on my Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel. And so today I'm doing, oh gosh, yes. Oh my goodness. God, thank you. I had Easter on the brain. Easter on the brain. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, Lordy. Yeah, just wondering. Kathy says, are you doing, girl, I was doing Easter. Now, this is real crafting. This is real crafting. This is what I do. See, this is, I would have cut all of this out. So then, you know what I'm going to do? I'll show y'all real time what I do. If I would have caught it and go, girl, you silly. You are doing spring, not Easter. So what I do is I just paint over it. Sometimes it takes a couple of coats if I mess up. Or I will, you know, finish this out, make an Easter one, and then I'll repaint another one and do the spring. But yes, I had Easter on the brain. I had Easter. Hi, Terry. I had Easter on the brain. I'm doing spring. We're doing spring. I've already done the Easter one. Silly, silly, silly. All right, I may need to get my chalk paint because the white, oh, gonna knock my flowers over. The white chalk paint seems to cover up a little bit more. Gosh darn it, why are these so... All right. I'm glad you said something, Kathy. I feel so silly. I feel so silly. So the chalk paint seems to, so this is, you know, just also a good kind of idea of how the chalk paint kind of covers up better than the acrylic paint. And I like to use the Americana paint. So there we go. That's what I do. When I mess up, I just paint over it and start again. I know it takes a little bit longer. I apologize. You put Easter instead of spring. I did. But we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. Frances says that's something she would have done. Girl, I would have put, maybe that's why my Happy Dots were not working, because I I put Easter instead of spring, silly girl. I was. So then now, since I have so many layers of paint, I'm going to have to hand letter with my paintbrush. I usually, when I'm in a smaller space like this, I like to do, or I might just put spring. I don't know. I'm going to dry this up and see. I got lots of layers of paint on here. Yep, Deetra, we're all human. Tammy says, don't feel silly. We all think differently when crafting. I'm glad Kathy said something. Because I would have just finished doing that and I would have finished with the Easter and then just went on about my business, and would have been, you know, just had two. I would have had two, which would be fine, but still. All right, so then, like I said, guys, I invited y'all here to craft and chat with me. I'm so appreciative. If you're watching on the replay, you can, you know, fast forward through all of this. I'm looking for my liner brush. Oh, there it is. Because I'm going to put some of these. So that's what I do. If I mess up, I just repaint it. And I'm just going to kind of go back over it and try to follow those lines, because I didn't repaint the whole thing. I just painted, just to cover up the lettering. Oh, I mess up all the time, I tell ya. And that looks a little different than the first one, but we're good, we're good, we're good. I just want to show y'all, if you mess up, it's really just kind of how you cover up your mistakes, because, and that's another thing, I have been leaving some of the mistakes and how I corrected them in my videos on my YouTube, and I have been getting some comments saying, thank you so much for, you know, leaving your mess ups in, because, you know, there was a time when I would watch YouTube videos and people like had to like they try to be perfect and try to cut out a lot of the mess ups and stuff. And I just want to be real. I just want to be real with y'all. Okay, Tracy. All right. So thanks so much for being here. Seeds and stems on her tag. Okay. All right. Yo, just reading y'all's comments. I'll move this out of the way. All right. All right. I do hand letter with paintbrush. I have the good Lord has. I'm gonna try it on these smaller signs like this. Since when I put because I will get off if I put Happy Easter. I know I will, because I know myself. So I'm just going to put spring. Just using my, since I messed up, I'm just going to use my 1/4 inch brush. All right. And I'm just going to put spring. I'm making a big mess. I'm glad that I put this clear contact paper over this, like my table. I like this, it looks like the weathered board. And I got some clear contact paper off of Amazon. And that's what I put over this so that I can wipe this off. And I love it. So I'm just going to write spring. Since I have so many layers on here, I feel the most comfortable doing this. Make sure that I spell it right. I'll be so embarrassed if I misspell spring. Yeah. Just doing my lettering. The good Lord is just giving me those patience to learn how to do this. That's right, just a happy accident. I sure did. I sure did. I appreciate y'all sticking with me, guys, through my little mess up. I'm making a spring truck and hand lettered Happy Easter. I don't know. I had Easter on the brain, I guess. Anyway, so I just put my little happy dots on there. And I usually like to use a black Sharpie marker, but I've taught myself how to put happy dots on with a paintbrush too. So I'll do that as well. And so when I pre-record videos, I usually fast forward through all of this tedious stuff because, you know, so many people, I'm finding that my community likes different stuff, you know, either watching the chat videos, which I try to make available now, and you can fast forward if you're watching the replay, or they like the multiple projects. Okay, so I just did it all in capital letters. I'm not very happy with it, but anyway, it is what it is. We're just gonna go with it because that's just what we do. So we need to dry this up. So this is going to take some time to dry. So that's why we have these tools that kind of help us dry. So I want to put this on and I want to show y'all how I decorate the back of my truck. Oh gosh. Yeah, I've been on here for a long time. That's why it takes me a long time to do a project. I kid you not. So that's why, if you're sticking with me, I appreciate it. If you're coming in and out, I do appreciate that. If you're watching on the replay, you fast forward, I appreciate that. I appreciate your feedback. I'm just drying that up the best that I can. Just drying that up. All right, let's see. How are these? Yeah, I think those are good. I think I only need one of those. Only need one of those. I just have my my brush. And I had recently, when I had cleaned up my craft room, I had recently just went through a lot of the brushes that I didn't use because I had bought brushes thinking, oh, well, that looks like that'll work. I just went through and wasn't using some of the brushes, and so I went ahead and donated them. All right, so then another thing that I like to do is add some just kind of some shadowing. And how I do shadowing is just I pick the color that I want. I'm just using green, and I just kind of add some shadowing. I know that there's a right and wrong way to do it. I just kind of, whatever I feel like, it just kind of highlights the letter. I haven't really studied the, oh, got a little bit, whoops, got on my mouse. Got a little too much on there. So that's why I said the beauty is in the details. And if I get too much, or if I get some on the letter, then I'll go back and clean it up with my paintbrush. Just kind of just go along the letters, not really being too precise. Just kind of highlighting them a little. Someone who knows a little more, they're like, oh my gosh, what is that girl doing? Just doing my style, just doing my style. And so if I get some, where did I see? I know I got it. Some on the letter, okay. Oh, on this P. So I'll just go back and clean that up a little bit. So then that is where we're at. And then also to make my little, hi Tammy, I'm so glad you, Terry says, can you hold it up for us to see this? Don't look too close, girl, because you're going to see all my mistakes. You're going to see all my mistakes. All right, so then I like to also add some, just some, I call them commas or little just highlights to my bubbles or my happy dots, because that kind of gives a little whimsical character, kind of makes my little letters pop. I do. Like I have said, I put a lot of steps into my project, so I appreciate you being here and sticking with me so much. So we're just making a little spring truck. I am just creating a spring version of the Easter one that I did. I posted yesterday. This is my Easter truck, and then I'm making a spring one. And so anyway, I kind of I did a mess up on my sign. I meant to put Happy Spring and I wrote Happy Easter. And so anyway, I had to fix that. So that's what I'm doing now. Just fixing that. So I'm just drying this up the best that I can. And then we're going to put some paint splatter because I love to paint splatter. Again, I know that's old school, but I love it so much. All right, that heat gun is very hot and it heats up. And so I usually cover my area. And so I'm gonna get my stiff brush and a stick. There's a lot of people that love to paint splatters. I get private messages. People send me links of their projects. They ask for my tips on you know, what they did wrong, or either they want to perfect it a little bit more. And so I've been trying to slow it down and share. I use a stiff brush and a stick, and I just use just some paint. If it's that my paint's too thick, I'll thin it with water, but usually I don't. And I run the stick across the bristles toward my body one time. I never go back over it, because then the paint will go on me. I want the paint to go on my project. And so I have just trained myself that I just go close to the project. And so I just add just some splattering like this. And if I need a little more, I go. Sometimes I get a little heavy, but that is okay. That's just what I do. And since this is green, I'll probably go back over. I usually do, if I'm going to do white and black, I usually do the black first, and then I go back over it with the white, because I don't know. It's just a personal preference. I like the white to be on top. So I'm getting another stick and just some white. And so then you can kind of see, I kind of like where the white will show up the best. That's kind of where I focus on, and I just go across the bristles one time, never back over it. I just pull the stick toward my body, and then that's good. So then this is how my sign looks right now. This is how my truck looks so far. And so we still have a long way to go. Not a long way, but that's why if you're watching on the replay, you can fast forward through all of this trivial stuff, because I do put a lot of steps into my projects. And yeah, that's what I do. I put a lot of steps into my projects. All right, so then now we're going to doodle up. So I just use a black Sharpie marker, just go around. I'm trying to show you from start to finish, you know, me creating a project. I've been getting some questions about that. How long does it take you? How long does it take you to do a project? It really just depends on what I have going on. You know, sometimes I sit down and I'll do it, but most of the time I kind of like work in sections. I multitask. Like if I'm going to do certain things, I'll paint it up and that kind of thing. So just kind of add that like that. Just like that. And then I will do the sign as well. I'm kind of trying to be fast a little bit because I have kept y'all so long. I do appreciate y'all being here. I didn't realize I was on that long. But it takes me a little while, and I just really feel that the doodling just really adds so much to my projects. Is what I like to do. I got a little thick on that back glass, but that's okay. It is okay. It is okay. And I'm trying to look at this to see if I see any wet spots. So then now we're going to do the fun part, which I know, I'll clean this up a little. Okay. All right. So then, all right. So I'm going to show y'all how I put my, and I can like put a sealer on it later. So now what I'm going to do is I want to cut, I just buy these styrofoam blocks from the Dollar Tree, and I just use my, I have this serrated knife in my craft room that I use for projects like this. And I try to cut it down kind of the same height as my tumbling tower blocks so that everything, you know, is all nice and even. And so then what I'm going to do is glue these tumbling tower blocks. Let me see. I like to make sure that everything is, oops. I use a combination of E6000 as well as hot glue. Oh, one was missing, it got away. And so those are all going to be hidden. So like I said, I didn't even really need to worry about painting the bottom or the top, but I like to use the E6000 as well as the hot glue just to glue everything down. Okay, so then that's how my sign looks so far. So then I'm going to glue the styrofoam on there as well. And so that's a little bit too long. So then I'll save that for another project. Every crafter has their own way, you know, own supplies, own way of doing things. Linda says she loves the country look. Thank you. I do too. I just love the country look. It's my heart and soul. Okay, so I'm kind of gluing that down a little bit below, down below there like that, and I'll hold it up so y'all can see. And then this is what I'm going to stick my flowers into so that they hold. Okay. Styrofoam is so, you know, but fine and messy and all that stuff. Okay. So then was hiding from me. I like to get these, I have a love-hate relationship with E6000 and the larger one, so I usually just buy these smaller tubes because I can control them a little bit better and I don't get frustrated and it doesn't stick quite as much. So I'm standing up for this because I want to glue this down. So then what I'm going to do is stick the, I'm going to put some fine Excelsior, then I'm going to stick my flowers in there. Thanks so much for hanging out. Yes, Nancy, that is a truck from the Dollar Tree from several years ago. I just have an abundance of them because that's what I do. I tend to overbuy when I find something I like. And so if you do not have one, I do have a link for a pattern that I had drew it out that you can use for your personal use if you would like. It's in the comments. All right, so then now I'm just going to glue some, I like this fine Excelsior I get from Joann's Craft Store. That's the place that I find that has the wispy fine Excelsior. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like. I get it over at Joann's Craft Store, and I like the wispy, the kind of fine Excelsior. I know I can get it at Dollar Tree and Walmart, even Hobby Lobby has it, but it's more chunky, and I like the more finer one. I like it it's very wispy. And so, all right, so then now I'm going to pull some of these flowers out of this container. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I know that I have been on here a little bit longer than what I really thought this was going to take. I never really time myself when it comes to a project, just because it just kind of takes as long as it takes. So you can fast forward, you know, on the replay. I'll upload this to my YouTube as well, and you guys can fast forward, because I know, like, you know, some do not like to watch long videos. Anyway, so I'm just, some of these flowers came from either Dollar Tree. Yeah, these tags just irritate me. Let me see if I can get this to stick back on. But I love this that has this little greenery on it. I love it so much. It's like the tag says wildflowers. That's what the tag says. So I just have some. This is one of my favorite greeneries from Hobby Lobby. And then I have some of this. These little flowers. They're white. They come in white, pink, yellow, and purple. And I love these also. I use them on my Easter truck too. And so I'm not sure. I'm thinking that maybe Hobby Lobby has their these little greeneries on sale this week. I have to check it out. Y'all know, because I have a Hobby Lobby that just opened a couple weeks ago in my hometown. And those of you that have Hobby Lobbies near you, y'all don't know how lucky y'all were. It's very nice to have a Hobby Lobby in my hometown. That way when I, you know, run errands, if I'm like, oh, well, that's on sale this week, I don't have to make plan a trip 45 minutes away that was actually a day trip, because I wouldn't just go there. I would, you know, have to run errands and stuff like that. So I wouldn't just go there. I would have to make a day of it. Anyway, so I also am adding in this baby's breath that I got from Walmart. And then these beautiful mini ranunculus are from Walmart. These are from Walmart. So these are I'm going to put some of these in there as well. These beautiful flowers. Okay, so then this is kind of what I start with, and then I just start adding. And so let me put these in here. So that's why I just put the styrofoam in there, and I kind of already know where I want them to go just from doing the Easter trek. So I just kind of add them in there and just start sticking them in there. And then this kind of building from, this may be a little thick, so let me take off. Oh, but I wanted that one. Well, okay. So Linda says never too long. You're sweet. All right. The good thing is on the replay, you can fast forward. You know, I'll have the replay saved to my page. So let me put that to the side, because I'm going to want to use that for another project. All right. So then I just start layering. I just start layering it. And I kind of try to figure out, oh, I don't want that one yet. I want this one. And you can kind of hear that styrofoam. Have some. So I just kind of start layering that, and then you just kind of can, you know, depending on how fluffy you want it or how full, will just depend on how much you put in there. That's why I use that combination of that E6000 and yes, Missy, I have a pattern for the truck in the comments. It's over on my blog. Yeah, in the comments, look up a little more. There's a pattern that you can download and print out on your printer, and you know, you can trace it out if you want, and you know, cut it out of foam board, wood, or whatever you want to do. Because this truck is one that the vintage trucks that Dollar Tree had shared a few years ago. And so, hi Regina, I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for being here. And they don't offer, they have changed up what they're offering, which I have done some little things with those as well. And so, yeah, I put a lot of flowers in my trucks. And I just like to add a lot of different textures, a lot of different leaves, and I usually, the ones that are kind of like the main focus, which are those mini ranunculus. So this is what I have right here. These little beautiful little mini ranunculus that are offered at the Walmart, not the Walmart. Offered at Walmart, not the Walmart. All right, so just sticking those in there. Oh my goodness, these are just so pretty. So pretty. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, to create this truck start to finish. And stick that in there. So this is how this is looking. Of course, I'll, you know, look at, you know, kind of pull it away and look back at it. Guys, I had painted these. These are my tail lights, and I got this idea from Alyssa from Southern Crafts Corner. She does hers like this, and she puts them on this dowel, and she paints them, and then we can get all the way around. Yes, I love it so much. Anyway, so let me get some E6000. All right, E6000, and then some hot glue, and then we're gonna call this truck complete. I may go back and add a sealer to it because that's what I like to do. These are going to be my tail lights. I just kind of pull some of the pink out of the flowers. And there we go. I was going to paint Happy Spring on there, but I was silly and wrote Happy Easter. But anyway, I wanted to create a spring truck like I did for my Easter truck. I wanted to create a spring one, and so that's what I did. I used a thicker brush, a quarter of an inch paintbrush. And so anyway, I shared the spring one on my page and on my YouTube channel yesterday, and I wanted to create a spring one, and I wanted to write Happy Spring, but I was silly and wrote Happy Easter, so then I had to repaint it. So anyway, thanks so much. Let me pull you up here now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys, with these trucks. If you haven't seen my Easter truck, you can go back on my page and watch that one, as well as my YouTube channel. And then I created the spring one, and I appreciate you hanging out with me. Let me know. I'm trying to keep my YouTube friends in mind, because I share my videos over on YouTube, and they like more of the landscape so they can see the whole screen, so it fills up the whole screen. And so I appreciate your feedback, hanging out with me today, and for your friendship and your sweet comments. Thank you. You know, I appreciate you, and I thank the Lord every day for helping me build this community, because without him, I would not have anything. All right, guys, y'all have a blessed day. We will talk to y'all very soon. All right, take care.